Protect us all. Late night knock and the sirens glow. Mama's crying while the cold winds blow. Papers in her hand saying sign right here, but the children hold tight when the heroes appear. Boots hit the pavement, truth in his eyes. The CPS Punisher hears every lie. Not for the money, not for the fame. He's standing for the families, calling his name. And beside him rides Queen Tiff strong, voice like thunder when the systems are wrong. Shield for the broken, hope for the weak, fighting for the parents too scared to speak. No revenge burning in their hearts tonight, just love for the children and the will to fight, trying to keep every family whole. That's the fire living deep in their souls. The CPS Punisher, Queen Tiff by his side, standing for the families they tried to divide, holding the line so the children stay safe, never backing down, never losing faith. They'll fight together through the storm and pain, till families don't live in fear again. Voices rising loud across the nation's halls. Protect our children, protect us all. Oh, protect our children, protect us all. Hey. Courtroom shadows and the whispers spread, stories twisted till the truth seems dead. But the Punisher walks through the fear and smoke, giving strength to the people the system broke. Queen Tiff speaking with the warrior's flame, calling every injustice out by name. She says children need love, not endless control. You can't heal a family by breaking its soul. Neighbors gather raising signs up high, tears in their eyes but they won't hide. Every mother, every father knows love is the seed that a family grows. No revenge burning in their hearts tonight, just hope for tomorrow and the courage to fight, trying to keep every family whole. That's the fire living deep in their souls. The CPS Punisher, Queen Tiff by his side, standing for the families they tried to divide, holding the line so the children stay safe, never backing down, never losing faith. They fight together through the storm and pain, till families don't live in fear again. Voices rising loud across the nation's halls. Protect our children, protect us all. One day the fear won't haunt these streets, one day the crying finally sleeps, one day the children all come home, and no family stands alone, and no family stands alone. The CPS Punisher,
Queen Tiff standing tall, fighting for the families, fighting for them all.
not for vengeance, not for hate, but to keep love stronger than the state. And they'll keep marching till the whole world sees children belong with their families, hearts unbroken, voices unchained, till every child is safe. up your sleeves. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You will no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She is tired of our kids being taken. Goddamn it, she's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher is screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up by Tiff Tac. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with hot speed. We will do so much being together. Birds of a feather flock together. So watch out CPS, here we come, picking you off one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. So give us back the kids you have taken. Tiff and the Punisher, sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows, and the only games you play are on Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. You judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher Warrior. Oh! And we cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen away too often. So, CPS, we plan on doing the stopping. I stop! I stop!
What's up, Tiff?
Oh God, I had one hell of a day. Okay, my hair. First of all, let's talk about my hair. It has been raining nonstop here. Okay, and I went outside to put one of them on the bus and get one off, and my hair's just like.
That's when you know it's going to be a bad day.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I want to start with my day. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this morning, it's been raining all night. Thank God we need the rain. But anyway, so I had my first legislative meeting today. It was awesome. We are going to be working on, because I brought it up, and I was amazed at how many attorneys were on this meeting. Wow, they're tired of CPS's shit too. So I'm just telling you, everybody. So they said, does anybody, have anything they want to talk about? So I raised my little hand. I had to learn how to do that. I had to find out where my little hand was on the computer. So I said, we need a parental rights Miranda is what I said. A parental rights Miranda. So that parents know what their rights are when CPS comes to the door. As I'm talking, my phone is ringing. So I just hit the little ignore button because I'm in a meeting. So everybody's like, absolutely, da-da-da-da-da. So somebody else chimed in about foster care. I think they said amenities, but it might be the trust. Anyway, I looked it up. So she said, okay, well, our time is almost up. Does anybody else have anything else to say? Well, I chimed in again and I said, we also need to look at the statute or code on abuse and neglect because it is so broad that if you sneeze on your child, they will literally argue that you assaulted your child. Right? Because if you spit on somebody in Virginia, that's an assault charge. So we're going to be talking about that too. So my phone rings again and I didn't answer it because, again, I'm still in this meeting. So I get off, my daughter had sent me a text on my other phone and was like, I need your help. So I called her first. Something about bread. I got a bread machine. I told her I don't know how to make handmade bread. I put it in a. So after I get off the phone with her, I called this number back. And let me tell you,
Oh my.
somebody could have shot a wild hair at my ass. She says, I can't pronounce her name or I would say it.
Yeah, let's do.
Da-da-da-da-da from CPS. I'm calling about an allegation on, and she said the child's name, and a burn that you did not seek medical help for. Here I go. Who are you? She said it again. Because I wanted to make sure, because the day I was having, I wanted to make sure I was hearing what I thought I was hearing.
Let's hear that again.
Said it again.
Whoa. Who called you?
CPS.
CPS called you.
So in my mind, my first question after I asked her who she was again was, how did you get my phone number? Right?
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't say that. Here I go. Oh, and she says, and I'm coming to do a family assessment. Here I go. No, I'm calling my lawyer. Okay, Miss Wise. Okay. I hang up the phone. I call my lawyer. He instantly picks up the phone because if I'm calling him, somebody's really in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I tell him. First of all, I tell him this. CPS just called me and said they're trying to do a home assessment on me for a complaint of a burn that they're saying that whoever said it said I did not get medical treatment for this child. I said, I have the record of the treatment I took him.
Mm-hmm. We got it right here.
Pull it up, Darren.
Here it is, right here. Where are you here? There we go. It's sideways, folks. Sorry about that, but here it is. That says, burnt his arm yesterday with noodles. Grandma right away put arm under cold water, but hasn't seemed to improve. Denies any blistering, and he says it's not painful.
Yeah.
Cold compress and aloe. That's what it says. Right there. At let's see. It doesn't say that one. Oh, it must say down here. Oh, 5/21/26. Huh. That's something.
But if you look at the date where I took him, it's 5/18. He burned it on Sunday, the 17th, and I took him on the 18th, and I picked that up today.
Yeah. So the 18th was when?
Monday.
Wonder who called. How did somebody know that your kid was at school and got a burn on their arm?
And here's the kicker. I checked his arm 3 times that day, right?
Mm-hmm.
After I put it under cold water, I have, look, he's showing you.
Yeah, look at
right?
There it is.
Yeah, that's chicken grease, by the way. I thought it was blood, so I pulled the Band-Aid off. I said, oh my God, it's chicken grease. He was eating fried chicken.
No, this is blood.
It's not blood.
It's a Band-Aid, buddy, not a napkin.
Yeah, it's a Band-Aid. Be quiet, I'm talking. So I checked his arm 3 times. After it was burned, I have burn aloe because I burn myself sometimes on my oven. I sit out in the sun, I get sunburned, and there's a heat gun in this house because of the window tint, and my husband gets burned sometimes. So I always keep stuff on hand. So I put that on, and it just looked like a sunburn. But I told him, he's sitting right here. I said, if it starts bothering you, we got to go to the doctor. He's like, I don't want to go to the doctor. I'm not sick. I said, but if it bothers you, we got to go.
Right.
You take me to the doctor when I was at school.
What happened? What happened? What did I do?
When I was at school and you picked me up and I want to stay at school and I need to go to the doctor and it was not annoying me.
I was annoying him. Oh my God, I annoyed him because I took him to the doctor because I took him out of school and took him to the doctor. That's what he just said.
I heard him.
So now I checked it 3 times, right? 5 minutes later, he ran across the street to play with his friend, had just put the stuff on it. They came back an hour later. I checked it. They were playing in the backyard. Then they went back over across the street, and I took 2 popsicles over there an hour later and checked his arm again. So when he wakes up the next day, I see his arm, and I'm like, oh, no, we got to go to the doctor because this doesn't look right. It just turned a different color. It wasn't blistering.
It was.
He told me he didn't want to go to the doctor. So behind his back, I called the doctor anyway. Now, this is how unconcerned they are. I call. I tell him that he got burnt because he was making a cup of soup. And how did you get burnt, King?
The dog got in my way.
The dog got in your way?
And I fell down and it got on my arm.
The dog got in his way and he tripped and he said the noodles got on his arm. I was standing in the kitchen with him, but I was doing the dishes. When he said, ow, ow, it's burning me, I immediately grabbed a dish towel. I turned around, I put it on his arm, and I pulled it down so that I could get any water off. And then I immediately stuck his arm under the sink or the water. Anyway, so I called the doctor. This is how unconcerned they were. Would you like a morning appointment or an afternoon appointment? I said, oh, no, we need a morning appointment.
The fact of the matter is that you needed an appointment. Where look at here. First of all, it's the size of a dime, right? Secondly, they asked you if you wanted an appointment. They didn't say rush him to the emergency room right now. They didn't say hang up and call 911. They didn't say any of these things. They said, we'll see you tomorrow morning, Tiff. Have a good day.
Well, this was Monday when I called. So not only that, this is exactly what I said to them. I said, hey, this is Tiffany Wise. You know, my grandson is King. He burned his arm yesterday. It definitely didn't look like it does now. Call me crazy, but I don't like the way it looks. That's exactly what I said to them. And I said, I think I should bring him in. Oh, well, okay. Would you like a morning or an afternoon appointment? No, we need one as soon as possible. They said be there at 11:30. I picked him up at 11 a.m. I called the school. I said, can you have him in the office at 11 a.m.? He's got a doctor's appointment. And the reason I wanted him in there is because I got to walk a mile to get into the school. And then it takes him forever to get him out of class. And then it takes me another mile to walk back to my car. It's just quicker to have him there. When I signed him out, everybody, it says reason. I clearly wrote doctor appointment. That's what I put. Not only did I put that, we're at the doctor. Now he's telling on me at the doctor, right? He said, I didn't want to come because I told her it wasn't hurting. That's what he's telling her. And it wasn't messing with me. Right? But I told him I understood that, but I didn't like the way it looked. Therefore, we needed to come. She didn't even see it at first.
I said, no.
You're annoying him.
I said, I hate the doctor. I want to go back home. Oh, I want to go back to school.
That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor looks at it. I told her exactly what happened. Same thing I'm telling you all. Same thing I told my attorney. And she said, if he wants to go back to school, let him go back to school. He's fine. If it gets worse, it starts, looking really bad, bring him back.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay. And I took him back to school because that's where he wanted to go. And today I get a call that I didn't get this child treatment. And they think that they're coming to do a home assessment. But what I think this chick should have did was talk to somebody about who I am, what I do, and I don't comply.
Well,
But
I think what should have never been done is whoever called should have just minded their own goddamn business. This isn't no life-threatening thing.
No.
You did everything more than you probably were an annoyance to him, to the hospital, to the school, because you over-parented. I mean, if that was me, look at it. My wife will tell you, I was king of just put a Band-Aid on it. I mean, my daughter could be walking down the street and her jaw hanging off, and I'm like, put a Band-Aid on it. She's fine. For real, like, so that type of stuff, and you ask Bree, she'll tell you, like, you got hurt. That was it. Band-Aid. It'd be a broken arm. Put a Band-Aid on it, but that's it. So over a dime size burn, that was a complete accident. That wasn't even blistering, that you went to school and made an appointment to come out to go to the doctors and then brought him back. Who the hell called CPS in that time, I wonder?
Oh, I have a feeling I know who it is. But I was told, because I asked my lawyer if I could speak about this tonight.
But I'm just wondering if the public here knows, because this is the problem with mandated reporters. I mean, it could be one of many people in the vicinity of where he had been around for the 24 hours, which isn't very many places. But this is the problem. Now they're causing nothing but a headache and stress in your life that you don't need, that he doesn't need, because clearly they're going to come and everything is going to just be fine anyway. But that's not the point. The point is now they've displaced all kinds of stuff. You've had to go. Now you're going to have to go to the doctors every 30 seconds to make sure that you monitor that damn thing every bit of the time that it's healing. You know what I mean? You guys are going to be under stress now, which means it's a stressful environment for the kids. This is just not stuff that you need in your life. And this is what CPS does. And a mandated reporter to pick up that phone, which I'm going to go ahead and guess that it was a mandated reporter, to pick up that phone and make a call over something like that. When this gets done and over with, they should be fired from their jobs. Because doing things like that could be just as bad, if not worse, than calling 911 and making falsifying 911 call. Absolutely.
Not only that, I have never, ever, ever hurt a child or an animal, okay? Because domestic violence, children, animals are my thing, right? And
right.
CPS.
Grown man is a whole nother story, but
right.
Okay.
So and as soon as I got off the phone with my lawyer, I said, and I talked to you, and you were spot on. It was you, your friend that passed away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Danielle.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure Dallas is on that list.
Mm-hmm.
Gunner's on that list.
Mm-hmm.
Who's next? My husband says to me, well, I tell him the first thing he does is roll his eyes, because he knows where I was, because I told him, I said, hey, I made him an appointment because I don't like the way that burn looks. And I think it should be checked out just in case, even though it's not big old burn. Because I saw, oh my God, I looked up 3rd-degree burns and it was not that. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing he did was roll his eyes, right? Because he knows. I told my doctor's office, You all should have really been renting me rooms because I am in your doctor's office more than probably anybody else because I'm old. And if they get sick, I get sick.
That's right. This is
Right.
about preserving antiques here.
Right. And not only that, a doctor in
Mhm.
all 50 states is the only one allowed to take a child in protective custody without a removal order.
Mm-hmm.
She did not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Somebody got some splaining to do.
Someone somewhere, because this don't seem right. That's for sure. Absolutely not. What do you guys think of this? And I apologize. I didn't catch earlier that it wasn't in the landscape mode, so or the portrait or whatever one's vice versa. So we're only. Becca says that she thinks it's right on both ways, but if it's not, I apologize for that. But what do you guys think? Come on, give me some comments here. The comments have been nil. I think everybody's in shock right now of the whole fact that they actually called you. But and really, what's the only way that they can blow you up and kill you and everything? That wouldn't hurt you. You know what I mean? They can't arrest you because you ain't got any reason to be arrested for. The only way that they can go after you is the way that they're doing it now.
But see, here's the thing. And I'm about to get real loud. They fucked with the wrong bitch again.
Mm-hmm. Clearly those. Oh, hi, Hitler. Clearly those new committees that you're on, they didn't realize that. Come here, buddy. They didn't realize that you're on some new legislative committees and some Virginia Voice of the Children's committees and NAACP committees.
And I'm filing a complaint as soon as we get off the phone.
Yeah. And just happen to know the head of legal redress over there. So that's kind of helpful. And then you also know the person that does this. Right? And then, I don't know, there's some people that that may or may not be involved in politics in some certain states. And then there's, well, I mean, I can keep going. But yeah, maybe they should have done a little bit more research before they went and did something that was so irrelevant, so obvious a retaliation thing for some reason, and so absolutely stupid. Like that's just the most ridiculous, one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. And I've heard of a lot of ridiculous things. Like that's just, but here's the problem. And it's not just you. How many did we hear? 7 million parents, something like that. 3 million investigated. That's like them too. All of these parents. So what are we going to do about this? What gets done about the parents that this is what happened to them and they lost their fucking kids because of it? What are we going to do about the parents that were wrongfully accused of neglect and lost their kids because of it, because they didn't like this? This is stupid taxpayer wasted money to investigate a dime-sized burn on a boy's arm. Well, it's going to really fuck with a supermodel career, but you better get a good surgeon. But for real, what is the danger in him having that burn in his arm? Where's the danger?
Exactly. And listen, right before we came on, now I buy him cup of soups, right? Because he wants to cook. He sees me cooking all the time, but I don't want him messing with my stove and my oven because I didn't want him to get burned. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's common sense. He's really not old enough to be using that stuff, but he can use the microwave because I taught all my kids how to use the microwave between 7 and 8 anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, yeah, I'm hungry. Tonight, right before the show, he said, I want a cup of soup. I said, don't put it in the microwave. Don't touch it. I will take care of it. So no, we can't do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not his fault.
Nope.
It's not my fault.
And
it's
you know
because
what?
somebody, you're right, can't mind their fucking business.
Right. And you know what? Do you know what really happened there? He learned something. He learned that the kitchen's a dangerous place and not to screw around there. Like, it sucks to learn that way, but maybe next time he'll pay more attention when he's carrying a hot soup or whatever for the dog to be around, or whatever happened. Whatever happened, however it ended up on him. But that's all. It's a life lesson. Like, you go over. How many times did you get burnt on the stove as a kid when we were younger, right? Like, you didn't even know the damn stove was even on. You'd go in there and, you know what I mean? Because your parents leave the damn thing on, and it was either red or black, and it was only red for a second, so it was always black. You burnt shit out of yourself on the damn thing all the time. You didn't know, but when you burnt yourself, you knew, hey, pay attention next time. See if the knob, or ask somebody if they did this. You learned something. They're not allowing kids to learn anything anymore, but be raped, be beat up by people that they shouldn't have been around, by all kinds of nasty things that the world's putting out to them that they shouldn't even be attributed to, because they get removed because of stupid shit like this. How much does that CPS worker going to make off of this now, just from her? And I know she's not getting bonus money, but the hours that she's got to put into writing a report, to come into the house or doing whatever, the stress that this is going to put on her now, let's even go that side, because she's got to deal with your ass. So now it's probably her first case, and it'll probably be her last, if that's the case.
Oh, this bitch is getting a double whammy, because
Right.
not only is she dealing with me, she's dealing with the man that rocks these courthouses.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yep. And all of that, and at the end of the day, all of this caused by some asshole not paying attention, not minding their own business, not paying attention, but not minding their own business. Which then that goes to the question: are they too scared of mandatory reporting that they report everything? Are they just retaliating? What is it? What is it that these reports are so high in these numbers, then they're so low in their findings, and then even lower from those findings, and then even lower from those findings? Where and what is it that's driving these people to make these decisions? I mean, you'd like to say it's money, but is it? Or is it fear? Are they afraid that they're not? Because they can be arrested. They could get fined up to $1 million. Remember, we found all that stuff out. That mandated reporting, if they don't do it properly, comes with a penalty. So there's a lot to decipher in there of why mandated reporters do what they do. And I think that mandated reporting really needs to be put under a microscope and find out, because there's too many people's lives that are being ruined by a quick decision over something stupid like that. So it's really a shit thing. It really is. It really is, because you now are put in and out. I mean, we talk about this all the time, so it's like second nature to you anyway. But you're pissed because now it's on you. And look, we're not getting any younger. You don't need to have that stress in your life. You know what I mean? I don't need it, because now it's going to have stress onto me because this is going on with you. You know what I mean? Like, so it's a whole trickle down system that these people don't think about, nor do they care.
Yeah, exactly. They don't care. And one of the things that I love about being on this legislative body is I learn a lot from other people, right? Because I only really do Constitution, and I know my rights, and my own lawyer say, you really need to start reading some statutes, which is fine. I do. But here's the thing. I love the fact that all these people, because I'm in Virginia, the legislative body is not just like people like me. It's other parents that have gone through this. It is lawyers. It's lawmakers. And I got to tell you, last year I was actually shocked at how many of these people want change, right? And then to have more lawyers come on and be in this group, and today, and they're even fed up. because CPS believes, and I heard this, that they control the courtroom. And no, they don't. The lawyers have to remind them that the judge is the one that controls the courtroom and makes the decision. How did those roles get reversed? Right? I almost said the Chevron indifference is gone. There is CPS can say what they want. The ultimate decision is the judges, and they have to follow the law. But I didn't because we were out of time. But don't think that I'm not going to be calling my legislative, putting this out in my legislative group tomorrow either.
Yeah.
There's just been a lot of stuff going on. But how dare CPS try and rule a courtroom? And how dare these judges just roll over and let that happen? Because the roles got reversed. I'm telling you, it was because of the Chevron and doctrine. But now Chevron has been overturned, and these judges still think that Chevron only applies to federal court.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's ridiculous. I mean, when did the judges become powerless? I guess would be the word. For their own, like, are they don't want to make these decisions themselves, so they hand it over to the caseworker to do that? Like, what's the deal with that? Like, where is that? They can't make their own decisions. They gotta have, like, if they can sure as hell find you guilty in 2 seconds of murder and blowing up a federal building and doing whatever, but yet they can't have the balls to say, okay, it's up to me and me only to take your kid away from you. They don't want to have that on their shroud. Is that what it is? What is
I think, now this is just my opinion, I know about the MOU because actually that was talked about today in my legislative group. But I believe that these judges, not just for the money, I don't think they want to deal with it. And if you are a judge and you know that shit is fucked up, you need to start doing the right thing. Because you rule the courtroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Until somebody like me comes in and tells you you're not going to violate my rights, and I can ramble my shit off. I have no problems doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But CPS is an agency, and under the Chevron doctrine, agencies are not allowed to interpret the law that they want, how they want to interpret it. The law is the law, and the law in every state is the state constitution, and the superior law of the land is the Constitution. And any statute, rule, regulation, whatever the case may be, if it contradicts that in any way, nothing is enforceable, and they need to get back to that. And if they can't make decisions on their own without an agency, they need to step the fuck down.
Yep. Because they don't seem to be recommendations. They seem to be set in stone. When these recommendations are made to these judges, they lean very heavily towards these recommendations, which that's the Chevron. Also, that's what it dictated, is that these alphabet agencies can no longer recommend and make that recommend stick on the judge. The judge has to rule by the law, period. No, because, like, how many times have you heard, well, I really think that you're good parents, want to give you your kids back, but because the state has told me differently, or the state has concerns with your well-being, yada, 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 that we're going to have to take this away. So that being said, the judge makes the determination based on that. That's wrong. You can't do that. That's an appealable thing. That's something that you need to put down. If that happens in your cases, put that down in your notebook. And because this is one thing that we've drifted from too in talking about with people, is that you need to plan your case and your trial like you're gonna lose and you're going to the appeal. You need to make goddamn sure that you have everything in your power to put everything that you have in that record. Because when you go to an appeal, all you're allowed to use is that snippet of time, the information that was available at that snippet of time, whatever was discussed there, whatever the judge had for evidence on them for that. So you make sure that you pack that damn envelope full of evidence, full of anything. You need to pay attention to these things because you need to play for the appeal. But yes, that is the thing with the Chevron indifference and all of that. The recommendations of these alphabet groups are not supposed to weigh the judge's decision. He's supposed to rule by the law. And the law is the land, is the Constitution. 14th Amendment has been upheld by the Supreme Court not billions, but many, many times, that says that parents have the right to be a parent. You know, I made a mistake like that when I was in, I'll tell you this story real quick. I was in third grade. My dad was in the Air Force. So when we moved to Maine, we moved here from Nebraska and whatever. I was a hot shot. So we moved to some little farm town here in Maine. You know, I come in and wearing Tom Cruise jackets, Top Gun had just come out and all this. And I got Tom Cruise jacket on and all this stuff. Well, teacher says, what do you want to do for a report? And I'm like, you know what? I'll do space. That'll be easy. You know, like I never read books, you know, like I wasn't into reading books. I didn't care for them, whatever. I was always able to just research, look at things. People tell me stuff, it sticks in my head and all that. Well, I decided to do, we had to make, what do they call that when you make the little shoebox thing? Remember you had to make the little shoebox, little diagram or whatever.
Well, that was in science class with all the planets. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, well, but this was my English class, but we had to make one of those little shoebox things. I forget the hell those things were called. You know what I'm talking about. So I make a little astronaut and a hose on him, and it's in the little shoebox with a night sky and everything. And I come to class. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And I'm like, well, see, this tube is for breathing. And, you know, after the astronauts have been in space millions of times, I said, I got an F because those two things were absolutely not true. But that just made me think of that when I just said millions of times or whatever. Anyway, and if you can remember the name of those little shadow box, no, not shadow box. God damn, what were those things? They're like a soliloquium or some shit.
Silhouette.
Oh, I'll remember.
Yeah,
But
I
anyway,
remember doing the planets. I don't remember doing that. But Darren, I'm also 8 years older than you.
yeah, you guys were actually making things out of stone still when you were in school.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, I don't remember what the hell I was even going about that. Shit.
Well,
now
I want to
what
say
I
this.
just said.
This is what I'm going to say, and this is what I just told my husband. He said, when it rains, it pours. Okay. Which is very true. But here's the thing. They've tried to stop me before. And I'm pretty sure they're trying to stop me now. I will die before they stop me. That's the only way they're going to stop me. And I mean that. I will do this with the very last breath in my body. I will not stop until CPS is torn down and rebuilt, if that has to be, or it is completely abolished and we the people take over for our children. Because nobody has the right to say this isn't an accident, that's not an accident. And I say this all the time. And if you go back and watch my videos before Darren and I hooked up, every holiday I say, be careful with kids in the kitchen because a burn is not an accident to CPS. And here I am.
Oh, so you manifested.
With a burn. That was an accident. But I did get in medical treatment. And I'm still involved in a case that has no business even being open. And I'm going to tell you, and I hope these bitches are watching, I'm going to tell you again, I don't bend, I don't break, I don't concede, and I don't consent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dang.
I even told my husband, and it's in our song that you wrote, Darren, Tiff wants to take on the whole entire world. And if they think that I won't, they got the wrong one. They should have learned from the last time. But fuck around and find out.
Man, oh man, and what a war that will be. I don't know. Hopefully everything will be just fine, Tiff. I don't think there's going to be much of a fight. You got the best lawyer in the land. You didn't do anything wrong. You're going on an adventure tomorrow, so you get to have a little R&R to think about things. You're not going to be around. And, yeah, what the hell? That's what I think.
Yeah. Tiff and the Punisher.
The diorama.
Yes, diorama is what it is. Everybody, have a good weekend.
Your time is up.
See you all. Don't forget. Yeah, just don't forget. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Yeah. Waking up to the knock at the door. System coming for war. They twist the truth, fabricate more, leaving families torn. Tiff spitting fire, constitutional warrior, Punisher, loading up, aiming straight at the corrupt core. Child protective, more like child destructive. Stealing kids for the quota, bureaucratic injustice. Paperwork, lies, court dates, rigged from the start. But we expose the corruption, tear the veil apart. No more silence, no more fear. Voices rising, the end is near. CPS sauce, we coming for you. Tiff and the Punisher, breaking through. Gunning for the system, parental rights renewed. Fight the corruption, the revolution's due. CPS sauce, hear the war cry. Reclaim your family, never say die. Constitutional hammer, smashing every lie. Tiff and the Punisher, watch the system fry. Family court circus, judges playing God with lives. Child support traps, keeping good parents deprived. Police roll up, badges hiding the agenda. But we drop knowledge bombs, no surrender. Up in your corner, strategies locked and loaded. Reunification blueprints, the truth fully decoded. From the front lines, wicked, wise, and relentless. Exposing every fraud, make the guilty confess. No more silence, no more chains. Break the cycle, ignite the flames. CPS slugs, we coming for you. Tiff and the Punisher, breaking through. Gunning for the system, parental rights renewed. Fight the corruption, the revolution's due. CPS slugs, hear the war cry. Reclaim your family, never say die. Constitutional hammer, smashing every lie. Tiff and the Punisher, watch the system fry. This is for the parents, fighting every day. This is for the warriors who refuse to break. Abolish the machine, tear it down. Wicked warriors rise, own the crown. Yeah, CPS sauce, louder now. Tiff and the Punisher, take a bow. Gunning for the system, we ain't backing down. Parental rights forever, wear the crown. CPS sauce, this is the sound of justice rising from the underground. Tiff and the Punisher, echo through the town. The fight continues, never back down. Tiff and the Punisher podcast, armed with truth. CPS, you're done.
And as I was saying, don't forget, Saturday night, we've got the Punisher and Friends podcast. Sunday, we got License to Parent at 7 Eastern. And, 7, 8 Eastern. Stay posted for that one. And then we got Gunning for CPS. So we got a lot of things coming up this weekend, guys. We're building. And if you got an idea for a show and you want to come in here and give yourself a go at this, please get in touch with us. cpsvhuntingjustice@gmail.com, because we're looking for more shows, more people, more stuff to make this network go 24 hours a day. So get in touch, guys.
We know it's all about the money. We know they lie. We know this is corruption. Does CPS know what they are doing to the children?